Now at 5. Tracking showers and thunderstorms across central Indiana, how long they last, and a look ahead to the weekend.
And moving a man accused of killing a central Indiana police officer to a maximum security prison. The prison guard he's now accused of stabbing.
And that deadly crash involving the Boilermaker Special, what we're now learning about a potential cause.
We are outside of the Pfizer Forum where there's not a lot of people here right now, but we anticipate that to change over the next couple of hours as the Pacers look to take a commanding 3-0 series lead over the Bucks. A preview coming up in just a few minutes. Live from Indy and from Milwaukee, you are watching 13 News.
And up first, we're following the impact of rain across central Indiana tonight.
So right now at 5, we're taking a live look at live Doppler 13 radar. We have seen rain off and on most of the day today.
And now it could impact any plans that you have outside tonight. Angela has a look at how long this is going to be sticking around. She's in the Weather Center tonight. Hey, Angela.
Hey there. The timeline now through about 11 o'clock. So if you do have some outdoor evening plans, maybe have a backup plan for outdoor activities as we continue to track some showers and thunderstorms. Now through about 11 o'clock, scattered storms, some of the impacts, lightning. If you get under a heavier cell, might have some brief lowland flooding. Also want to point out we did get one report out of Boone County of a cold air funnel, so that's could be a concern as well. Monitor radar this evening and expect some delays to outdoor events. This is live Doppler 13 radar over the last hour or so. The movement of these showers and storms from west to east. We'll dive into Marion County where we've got a little bit of rain on the north side. Heavier rain coming into Zionsville and Whitestown right now. Also some steadier rain from Anderson to Muncie. Where we've had some lightning, this area of heavier rain from Lafayette coming out of Attica right now. No lightning associated with this, but it does have a history of that as it moves into Lafayette and Crawfordsville. Our last local stop near Lake Monroe, we've got a little bit of rain. So some pockets of steadier rain, some rumbles of thunder this evening. It all moves out by 11 o'clock. Cooler weekend ahead. I'll have that for you in a few minutes.
All right, thanks so much, Angela. And don't forget, you can always track the rain by using our live Doppler 13 weather app.
Just check out the interactive radar after you download it from your phone's app store. And the man awaiting a death penalty murder trial for the shooting death of an Elwood police officer is now accused of stabbing a prison guard.
So this alleged incident happened just last night at the Miami Correctional Facility. That's in north central Indiana. Rich Nye joins us now live in studio with what we know about the attack and how it may now affect the suspect's murder case. Rich?
Right. So a source told me that the prison guard was stabbed multiple times, but is expected to be okay. And it appears Carl Bours will be moved to a higher security prison. Carl Bours is charged with shooting and killing Elwood police officer Noah Chavez during a traffic stop at about 2 a.m. on July 31st, 2022. Police believe Bours fired 36 shots at Chavez while he was still sitting in his police car. Bours was stopped and taken into custody on Interstate 69 less than an hour later by Fishers police. He was held at the Hamilton County Jail for about 6 months before being ordered to the custody of the Indiana Department of Correction. He was first sent to the nearby Pendleton Correctional Facility in February 2023. But by the summer, Bours was transferred to the Miami Correctional Facility. He has been there for almost 2 years now. A source tells 13 News that Bours allegedly stabbed the prison guard Thursday night. The guard was expected to be all right and released from the hospital as soon as Friday. The source says Bours will now be moved to the maximum security Westville Correctional Facility in northwest Indiana. This will require longer trips to his court hearings in Anderson. His next hearing is scheduled May 9th. Bours' attorneys say he is incompetent to stand trial because he is delusional and unable to participate in his own defense. A motion filed with the court says that Bours views the prosecution against him to be akin to the persecution of Martin Luther King Jr., that he believes people associated with the Masonic order seek his demise, that he thinks one of his attorneys conspired with officers and officials of Miami Correctional Facility to have him tasered and maced, and that Bours believes Yahweh will intervene on his behalf in this prosecution. The death penalty jury trial for murder is scheduled for January. Bours will most certainly face new charges for this alleged attack on a prison guard. That happened in Miami County, so he now may have an initial hearing there in the coming weeks. And as for his murder case, there is another separate issue still to be decided, and that's whether Bours suffers from an intellectual disability, rather whether he suffered from that at the time of the shooting. That would make him ineligible for the death penalty. So lots of still pretrial issues to be worked out, and now this other serious complication, serious crime.
Right. All right, Rich. Thank you so much for that. Developing tonight, investigators are revealing what they believe may have caused that deadly crash that involved the Boilermaker Special. This is now an update to a story that we first brought you right here as breaking news about this time last night. Tippecanoe County deputies tell us the Purdue University vehicle may have experienced a tire malfunction when it caused it to leave the road and then cross over the median. The sheriff's office is also investigating whether there were any additional mechanical issues. So the driver of the car that was hit passed away, and the two students that were riding in the Boilermaker Special, a 20-year-old from Noblesville and a 22-year-old from Rockport, now are out of the hospital tonight.
Tonight, another adult is facing charges after a fight on a Warren Township school bus. The Marion County prosecutor is now charging a grandmother, Altamisa Walker, with criminal trespass. Her daughter, Latia Hintz, already faces charges of criminal confinement, battery, intimidation, and criminal trespass. Court documents state Walker's daughter, Latia Hintz, got on the bus back on March 6th with her grandson and granddaughter to confront another student while Walker recorded it. Hintz told police the other student was bullying her son. Those court documents also state video from the incident shows Hintz's son immediately start fighting the other student before Hintz and her daughter also got involved.
Right now in Muncie, police are investigating what happened after a large party there led to gunfire in the streets.
And now residents who live in the neighborhood are asking for some accountability. Samantha Johnson is there.
This is the intersection where Muncie police say they found 55 shell casings in the middle of the street. This is just west of Ball State's campus. Neighbors here tell me they heard dozens and dozens of shots last weekend, but what they found days later was even more disturbing.
My husband and I realized that our house had actually been struck by one of the stray bullets. And it came through the front of our garage here and traveled all the way to the back of the garage, through the back door and into our backyard.
Courtney McAuliffe showed me the damage to her home. She says she's thankful no one was hurt.
It doesn't really matter where you are or what neighborhood you live in or what community you live in. You can easily be impacted by gun violence.
Muncie police tell me they did talk to witnesses after that shooting. So far, they haven't named any suspects. Police tell me the investigation into what happened is still ongoing.
Gun violence is a very real epidemic in our communities that we have to start collectively taking action on.
In Muncie, Samantha Johnson, 13 News.
Residents say this was not the first large party at the house down the street, but it typically is not a problem. They do believe the suspects came from out of town.
At the State House, Indiana's 2025 legislative session is now over, and the state of Indiana officially has a new budget.
State House reporter Emily Longnecker has the race to get it done before the session ended.
It was a long night. Lawmakers in the House didn't even start talking about the budget until just after 11 Thursday night. It was a little bit after that the Senate took it up. By 1:30 a.m. Friday morning, lawmakers in both chambers had passed a new two-year budget. Let's take a look at some of the particulars of that budget. It weighs in at $45 billion over the next 2 years. Lawmakers had to rework the final version after they got that tough April revenue forecast last week, saying that the state was going to bring in $2 billion less in revenue over the next 2 years. Lawmakers tried to make up that difference with a hike in the cigarette tax and a hike on tax on other tobacco products. Cigarettes are now going to cost $2 more a pack. That tax hike is expected to bring in about $800 million over 2 years. That money is set to go to Medicaid. Now, the budget also cuts public health funding and the budget of the Indiana Economic Development Corporation and public broadcasting. K-12 education gets a 2% hike in funding each of the 2 years. The budget also funds universal school vouchers in the second year.
That was our Emily Longnecker reporting from the State House.
You can watch her full breakdown of the race to pass the budget early this morning on Crossroads Politics. It's at 10 a.m. on Sundays on WTHR+. Another game night. We are now less than 3 hours away from the Pacers' third game of the playoffs.
And the team traveled to Milwaukee to take on the Bucks tonight. And our Eli Gain made the trip too. He joins us live tonight from Milwaukee. Eli, how's it going?
Oh, it's going great, guys. Thank you so much. We made it up here. Me and Josh got up here a few hours ago. We hit a pretty heavy dose of rain coming through Chicago, but Josh got us through, got us here safe, got to the hotel, and then now, as you can see, we are here outside of Pfizer Forum, the home for the games 3 and 4 of the series between the Pacers and the Bucks, and a huge opportunity for the Pacers this evening. Now, if they were to win and take a 3-0 series lead, well, you can almost write it in that they're going to advance, because history says no NBA team has ever come back from a 3-0 deficit in the NBA playoffs. And also, if the Pacers do win and go 3-0, it'll be the first time they've done that in a series since 2004 against the Celtics. So they took care of business at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, winning games 1 and 2, protecting home court. But now it shifts here to Milwaukee. Pfizer Forum, one of the most hostile venues in the entire league. The Milwaukee Bucks feast off of it, and the Pacers, they know it as well. So nothing's going to be new to them when they take the floor tonight.
It's just basketball. I understand it. It's going to be a hostile environment. It is every time we go to Milwaukee, so that's the fun part of the NBA.
It's always a great atmosphere in there, so it's going to be very loud, very raucous. They have great fans, and it's going to be a great environment to play a playoff game, and very challenging.
And there you have it, one of the greatest mottos in the league, fear the deer. Will the Pacers fear the deer? Well, according to their answers, it doesn't sound like they will be. As you heard, they're going to be used to this sort of environment. Remember, they were here last year, took care of business when they needed to, so hopefully they can do that again tonight in hopes of taking a 3-0 series advantage over the Bucks. I'm going to have more coming up at 6, and of course later tonight at 11, tip-off is going to be scheduled for 8 o'clock Eastern time for you guys back at home. All right, for now, live in Milwaukee, I'm Eli Gain for 13 Sports.
Hey, Eli, real quickly, a question. Any update on Damian Lillard and if he's going to be playing tonight for the Bucks?
Have not heard anything recently. We sort of just got to the arena and we're running around a little bit, but I'm going to check in on it for you, and we'll have an update on it coming up at 6.
Okay, and we've got Dom here coming up real quickly, so we'll have him do his little magic too and see if we can get that to the viewers. Thank you.
Perfect.
Reporting live tonight from Milwaukee.
Well, going inside the United States Postal Service hub here in Indy.
The progress now being made months after we first showed you this video. It's new on 13 News at 5:30.
Soggy at times this evening. I'll have some local looks with radar and get you ready for a cooler weekend.
The Colts' first-round draft pick, tight end Tyler Warren out of Penn State. He is in Indy. We got a chance to hear from him today. That's coming up for you on 13 Sports.
Restoring international student visas.
Why ICE is backing down on its decision to terminate visas next.